What is up, YouTube? It's your girl Rochelle, and I'm back with another video. I am back to share a mortgage payoff update video with you guys. Let's talk about how much money we were able to send toward our Heloc so far. We're about halfway through the month of February, and since my last video definitely jumped, everybody got a chance to tune in and give me their thoughts and their feedback. I want to share an update with you just for full transparency and let you know how it's going. So stick around if that's something you want to see. Okay, so I have my home buying and mortgage payoff guide here. Shout out to all of you who have already made your purchase and got in on the fun of paying down debt together successfully and having a plan to do it. I am going to be sharing my numbers in this guide at the end of the month because I want to make sure that I'm giving end of month progress updates instead of me just filling in small payments throughout the month. I want to make sure that I'm using this space in the right way, and I use erasable pen just in case anyone has any questions. So that's why you will see some things erased at times. But I also have my master copy inside of my 18-month undated digital planner, which you can definitely grab, and it's in physical and digital. I said digital, but y'all know what I mean. Okay, so let's talk about some debt, y'all. So here we are. I have my debt here, credit card tracker here, and my Tesla payoff tracker here. These are the last of our debts, not including the Heloc, which is here. So what my plan is to slowly just get all of this credit card transferred over to the Heloc, meaning I'm using Heloc money to pay these balances in full, and then I'm paying as much money as possible each month towards the Heloc to pay it off. Shout out to the 99% of you who have kept it so positive, so upbeat, so encouraging. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you are new to my channel, definitely check out the video here, Eye in the Sky Somewhere, where I go into way more detail about how we got to this point. I highly encourage you to watch that video before watching this one because you might be a little lost, you might be a little upset, you might have questions. Or you might be the type to jump right in and be like, girl, go for it. So it is what it is. First up, let's talk about the credit card debt. Let's dive in so we can get a little closer and see these numbers. We want you to be able to see this. So I'm using an erasable pen because we will be taking care of some of these balances. So already we have transferred over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 debts over to the Heloc. And that has helped us immensely. These APRs were crazy. So I was making the minimum payments plus an extra debt snowball, and it was barely, I was not seeing the needle move quickly enough. So I am happy with the progress there. So you can see our rental property credit card is now at 0, venture 0, business credit card for my business, RochelleAdamson.com, 0, my daughter's business credit card, 0, Sister Locke's business, we still have a balance here of $10,414.23. So I'm down to 3 credit cards, but this is one of them. Can't wait to switch this one over because this one, but I have gotten it down in the since January 1st from 11,000. So I'll take that minus 585, 77, whatever, basically like $600. My Apple credit card, 0. My husband's Apple credit card, 0. Chase, this is a recent update. I guess I need to take these minimum amounts off also for all the ones that are paid in full, because it's now 0. I don't plan on using these cards. I actually want to switch to just having one credit card that we use for travel and one credit card that we use for everyday spending and just live off of the Heloc. That's our plan. If you're new to my channel, we plan on whatever you want to call it, velocity banking, infinity banking. Yeah, we're going to be one of those people. We're trying it out. My husband loves stuff like that, and so that's what we're going for. The only thing you won't still see me using cash, you will still see me budgeting each income because I want to make sure that I know how much money I'm bringing in and how much money I'm spending on expenses, how much is going towards debt, and we still are putting money to the side to our emergency fund because we want to grow it back up from $5,000 to $10,000 because we did have a lot of spending. But anyway, back to this credit card tracker. Chase is now at 0. I transferred this balance just recently to 0. So we can change this. Highly recommend erasable pens, by the way. But we were able to knock out $8,157. So at least, excuse me, I don't have to worry about that high interest rate. I am now using the interest rate for our HELOC to pay this off, and I'm happy with that. And the other thing that I would like to congratulate myself for is the one that my sister friend always, like, she reminds me, but she sent me like a nice text message. She was like, I looked at your overall numbers. Not only are you like moving your money over to the HELOC, paying down debt quicker, but you also have not accumulated any new debt. So shout out to me. If you don't have a sister friend financial advisor in your life, highly recommend. And the funny thing is, I help people with their finances, with their budgeting, especially if you are a beginner. Like, you don't have to wait to become debt free to start sharing what works for you. So I actually help a lot of people on the regular with their finances because I've been there. I know what it's like to not even have $1,000 emergency fund. I know what it's like to be debt free. We have been completely debt free. I try to say this to people all the time, and we slid back into debt, not because of purchases and just a whole lot of consumerism, but because of medical events, emergencies, death in the family, things we just did not have the cash for. So I'm just trying to share my journey and be transparent, because I want you to know that it's okay to learn from your mistakes. It's not okay to make them, but guess what? We're imperfect. Like, what do you expect? That you're going to be perfect all the time? So yeah, anyway, if this video is for you, it's for you. If it isn't, I understand. If you are someone who is debt-free and has never made mistakes and always been good with money, shout out to you. Like, I am that person that can celebrate you, and I can celebrate watching somebody climb out of debt also. So yeah, just wanted to say all that. Okay, so now the only debts we have left are, or as far as credit cards, are the Sister Locks business credit card, my Amazon Chase one, which is $11,961.49. I just pulled the balance to make sure nothing changed. Yeah, I have the amounts here. No change there. 23% interest. See what I mean? Okay, and then my credit card is lower than the 16. We did make some progress. It is now down to $15,382.49. And January was the last month, oops, I put minus, that we were interest free on this card. So starting in the month of February, we are starting to accrue interest. It's a very low interest though, so I'm not too mad at it, but it will definitely be the last credit card that we switch over. 18,920.8 minus 15,382.49 means that we were able to shave down $3,538.31 since January 1st. So all of these balances are since January 1st, because I just wanted to start fresh. New year, you know what that's like. So yeah, I have this one down as interest free until May, these two, Amazon and my husband's card, but I went ahead and paid his because we just wanted to knock it out. I just wanted my husband to feel debt free. My husband has been my biggest supporter. He's my BFF. He has been so understanding. My husband never had debt, y'all, until he got with me. So I'm always like, whatever we can do to just lift him, climb him first. I'll hold the ladder, but you go first. He's the one who works full time in our household. I really appreciate all his sacrifice. And it's our anniversary next month. It's just, I'm in my feelings about this debt. This debt gotta go. So let's see how much we were able to shave down in total. So our previous balance was $100,947.35. And we know this number is now different. So since our last update, it was about $46,000 that we had shaved off. But now let's see, 10,414.23 plus 11,961.49 plus 15,382.49 means that we have shaved off, oh, it came down to $37,758.21. Cannot wait to get rid of this. So if you minus that from the 100,947.35, it means that we have changed from 54,000 to now we have shaved off 63,000 $189.14. So that's what we have. That's good progress. I'll take that. And like I said, I understand people in the comments are like, oh, you just transferred it, you didn't pay it off. I am putting all of this debt as much as possible, as quickly as possible, onto the Heloc so that I can pay it down quicker at a lower interest rate. The interest rates these are like credit cards I had in college, y'all. They gotta go. They gotta go. It's just one way to pay down debt a little quicker. Alrighty, now the Tesla is a minimum pay debt that we have. This is the car we wanted. We got a car that we didn't want to wait till we were 65 to drive. And so the starting balance was $59,271 in June of 2021. Since then, we have gotten it down to, well, I'll just leave it at this number for February because the balance has not updated, but it has gotten it down to $45,282.18. I'm also tracking the daily interest that we pay on this. We have like a 1 or 2% interest repayment plan. So about $3.99 a day we were being charged interest, and we've now gotten it down to $3.09. It's just, I like numbers. I like looking at that stuff. I like watching numbers go down. And so that's what we have for that. Now, let's talk about the Heloc. So, let's see. How do I want to do this thing? Now, remember, my Heloc is going to go up because I am steadily throwing debt into it. So as much as we want to see this number go down, it's okay when I see it go up because I know that I have lowered the other debt in my life. I have gotten rid of that monthly payment, and now I only have to worry about this one monthly payment, and anything outside of that is a principal only payment. It's my favorite. It's a POP. It's a principal only payment. So let's go ahead and update this Heloc as of 2/21. The new balance is now $69,144.14. So I'm not going to add anything. I'm just going to wait until we make some additional payments. I'm going to share with you what progress we have made, but I want those payments to clear. Now, what I've done is I've just written it out because we like going for easy over here. Let's see, which paper am I going to show you guys first? Okay, let's talk about this one. I write my stuff out. So here we have the starting Heloc, $69,144.14. Here are all the payments we have made so far in the month of February. Let's total them up. So $365 plus $475 plus $1,100 plus $4,674.99 plus $800. So that $800 is technically a January payment, but it did not reflect until February 1st. So I just moved it. I'll fix it on my numbers. But so far we have contributed $7,414.99 back onto the Heloc. That's pretty good since the start of this Heloc, which was late January. So let's just say our Heloc started like January 28th. So since January 28th, today is February 21st that I'm filming this, we have been able to throw $7,414.99 back onto the Heloc. Now, say I did this consistently for 12 months, I would be able to send $88,979.88 back onto the Heloc. Now, yes, some of that is interest. I know you're going to be like, but the interest. I tracked that also. Interest, hopefully you'll just have to squeeze your eyes and see. Let me zoom in a little more. The interest as of today is 10.5%. Year to date, they have made $137.94 off of us. So I will take that because compared to the credit cards, they have made way more than that off of me every month. So my goal is just to send a ton of extra money to this Heloc because remember, my minimum payment is only $616.52 due the first of every month. Not only that, my first payment it was due March 1st because, they give you like a month in between to get ready, I guess. And then we paid so much in the end of January and the first part of February that we actually don't have a minimum due until now, April 1st. So they just went ahead and took the minimum payment from out of there. Excuse me. So that is the update on that. Now let's talk about some things, because we have a lot of things in limbo. So total advances by us in the month of February. This is our $6,500 that we live off of, that we plan to live off of. This does not include rent. I need to figure out what I'm going to do about that, because we tried to have my husband's check deposited directly into the Heloc. That way we could just give, no, actually, you know what we did? Oh, I forgot we fixed it and didn't even realize it. So they sent us Heloc checks. And so we have started handing those checks in to pay rent. So that will automatically be deducted from the Heloc. We don't have to move the money over. That's awesome. Okay, so in the month of January, here are the total advances that were made by us only. We took $1,000 out, then we took $14,292, then we took $9,873.37, and the first one we just sent $10. We just wanted to see if it was working, and it was. So total, we pulled $31,665.37 since the start of the life of this Heloc. This is the money we have pulled from the Heloc to pay for debt. Advances by the lender. I don't know why, but I just remembered that I'm sending $500 a month to our emergency fund, which is crazy, because I should just pull out the lump sum to get it to 10K and then not have to worry about that every month. I just filmed my March budget with me, and that just was in my brain. I'm going to do that. I am really trying to just accomplish as much as possible in a short amount of time. So anyway, these are the advances made by the lender. So before we could even touch the money, y'all, there were things that the Heloc had to pay for as part of our agreement. And this is why I'm being fully transparent with you, because we have a $100,000 loan. I don't even know if I said that at the beginning of this. It's a $100,000 Heloc. We've only taken $31,665 from it, but we owe $69,000 back on the Heloc. This is why. The lender paid for a lot of fees. So, we had to pay for an appraisal of the property. We had to pay for paperwork. We had to pay for a notary. We had to pay for whatever, some type of signing agent. I don't know. It might have been the same person. Anyway, it wasn't very much at first. $500, $115, $190, $135, processing fee, $150, $1.50. Then we also had to pay 2 of our large loans off top. That was the agreement. That was what they laid out on the table. They were like, in order for us to approve this loan, you are conditionally approved at this point as long as you agree to pay down these 2 debts. And so we did. We paid them off. They took the payments. They didn't have time for us to do it. They were like, nothing. We got it. We got it. Okay, we got it. $10,932.98 and $19,763.86. So total, the lender put their head in the pot and took $31,638.34. That's how we get the total of 69. So roundabout, there's some pending payments in the air. But what I love about sharing this and being transparent with you is that hopefully this helps to answer a lot of questions as to how come my numbers are different in certain videos where I'm talking about things. Hopefully you're watching these videos where you can get like the full tea. And this is, again, knowledge that I want to share with others, my journey, not saying I know more than someone else, but my journey, because most people take Helocs to pay, for their next property. Us, we're using it to pay off our debt. And then once we pay it back in full, we're going to buy our next property. We did. That's an update on this. So this is a line of credit that we can draw from for the next 20 years. So if you are someone who planned on putting $100,000 down on a property and then your bank came and said, oh no, we need to take 31, that will put a dent in your plans. Like, you would still be able to put, a good amount down, but it just goes to show, like, you never know till you know type thing. And then, of course, it brings in the whole subject of why have debt and all that type of stuff, and why it's good to pay it off so that it doesn't get in your way like this. And that is why our focus is debt payoff right now. Okay, now let's talk about pending payments. This is easy. We have a $100 pending payment in the air right now, floating. So that will hit that and bring it down, back down to $69,044.14. Then we have our planned payments. These are the things that we plan on sending to the Heloc by February 28th. Because so far we've sent a good amount. We sent about $7,000 so far, but we want to hit it harder. My husband gets paid one more time in the month of February, so we're going to send $3,000. We anticipate some rental property income. We usually get about $1,500 after expenses. We should have about $1,000 free and clear. So we'll send that. I make money as a virtual assistant. I have some clients that have some invoices. If they pay those invoices, that'll be an extra $1,100. And then I have my other sources of income, my website where I sell digital and physical products, and my Sister Locks income. And so I don't know how much that's going to be, but when I find out, I'll share it with you guys. And so at bare minimum, we can send another $5,100 to the Heloc this month. Like I said, we're not playing, y'all. We're not playing. Okay, so then we have some pending advances by us. So if you just saw my credit card tracker update, I just paid off a credit card. So one of those credit cards, let me see which one it was. I think it was the 7,000. I have dementia, y'all. I have to check. Oh, 8157. So out of one of these, I think it was the 77 because I already had a pending payment. You know how like your monthly is due. And so it was like, I only technically had to pay $7,700 to pay it off because I already had the auto payment on the way. So that is how we're looking for the Heloc. Now, here is my March Heloc plan. Here's our advance of $6,500. That's the money we get to live off of. If there's anything left, boom, we send it back to the Heloc. The minimum payment due will be $616.52. These are the planned payments that bare minimum we will send back. My husband's income, rental property, virtual assistant, my website, Sister Locks, and YouTube. Total that is $9,225. That means we should be able to send an extra $2,725 back to the Heloc every month on top of returning the $6,500. So that is why we are trying to do this, because our minimum is only $616, but we really want to just build in a large debt snowball where we're automatically sending large amounts of money. And this is bare minimum. I've taken the low side of my husband's income. His income is usually higher than this. I've taken the low end of my website income. I usually pull 4 to 5 digit income every month from my website, but I don't count those chickens before they hatch, but I will do a bare minimum of 5. Sister Locks, same thing. It fluctuates like crazy. In January, I made several thousands of dollars. February, I'm doing pretty good too. So it just kind of depends. And YouTube, same thing. It's good when it's good. So I just wanted to share this update with you guys. So I think we get to shade in our debt payoff tracker. I want to celebrate my progress, because this is a lot, this is a lot. And we aren't tracking, again, how high or how low the Heloc number is. We're more so concerned with how much money are we intentionally sending to the Heloc every month, because after a while, we're going to run out of things to send to the Heloc, right? So like, I'm thinking in the next 2 to 3 months, those last 2 to 3 credit cards will go to the Heloc and then we'll be done. We should start to see large progress in a very quick time. So here's my debt payoff tracker. The goal is just to send $18,000 to the Heloc as quickly as possible. We went over our payments. So far, we have paid $7,414. So if we just say $7,400 and we minus off the $800 that we already sent in the month of January, but counted in the month of February, we have sent $6,600 back to the thing. So if we divide that by 400, we should be able to shade in 16 spaces. Okay, so here is the debt payoff tracker update. We're not here for a long time, y'all. And so every time I fill in one of these, I will set it off to the side, print out another one, and continue to shade in my progress. I want to continue to make progress as quickly as possible. So 18,000, we are already at, at least 6,000 to 7,000. Maybe more, because not including what I did already at the end of January. We are making amazing progress. I will be back to share another mortgage update video with you at another time. But until then, I will see you in the next one. Peace, love, and budget.